that. Round two would be hardest. Yeah. I think that it's definitely an uphill battle, but I don't know. I do think it's interesting so far. Like just getting into qualifiers, I feel like I am batting way above where my rank would place me at. So we'll see. I think that if I buckle down and really practice my ass off, maybe we'll get some advantage. Face probably noise, yeah. I mean, it is not the easiest place to be in the bracket. That much is for sure. I feel like that's the one thing about the seeding is that like being like 15 or 16 in particular is like ooh, it's pretty rough. It's a pretty rough place to be in the bracket. I feel like kind of playing against like on hard mode after yeah Albert Salient. Unless you beat Salient, then it's Albert or you. Yeah, well, I mean, either way, either way, I don't fancy my chances, but who knows? I'm still in that phase of like increasing my skill level that each time like I practice, I see pretty significant jumps. Like I've yet to really plateau in terms of getting better. So it also feels like every week I learn that there's a new like mod or setting that I could enable that makes it far easier. Like last stream I just learned about enabling like the hit sound. Like I that shit would have been so useful for hidden. I didn't know about that. I was just going off of vibes. But anyway, yeah, I do have the overwrite note spacing on, which I learned like just before. Although there were some because I was playing around with a bunch of other settings for it. But yeah, we got it overriding now. But before I was just like I was just sending it on whatever. Let's go back to round mountain. Can I type that in and get it? No, I have to type in shul be. There we go. Let me see if maybe I'll do better with the settings on this. Aiming slightly lower gets better accuracy. Oh, interesting. Try that again. I don't know. I feel like with the having scroll speed maxed out, it gets it closer in terms of like aiming with the glow versus aiming where your cursor is. But I'm still not quite there on the timing. I feel like I'm somewhere in between 200 to 250. Maybe like 230. Kind of split the difference. It's so tough to get the slides right. I feel like I'm just not comfortable with them at all. Maybe that's something I need to take off of Hidden to practice first and then come back to it. Maybe it's just a matter of dialing in scroll speed. Oh, let's try it back at 200. Because I feel like... Not going to give it to me. I feel like... I'm not sure if it becomes easier to get the slides at a slower or faster scroll speed. Yeah, I feel like bringing the scroll speed closer to what I use for normal. So when I play normally, I have it at like 160. So I feel like that's kind of where there's like the disconnect, where I'm used to seeing slides at like a slower scroll speed, so when I bump it up, it becomes easier to like get the rhythm, but becomes much more difficult. Out of the two hiddens, Lesson 3 is easier than Round the Mountain. Yeah. I feel like with Lesson 3, some of the slides you can just kind of get away with hitting the rhythm of them, but not necessarily sliding all the way, like hitting in between so you can keep the combo or keep chant meter. Overwrite 300, 135, and then hidden 230 scroll. Yeah. I think maybe we go back to the other. Well, let's try it 230 scroll speed, but with the smaller, I don't know, halo. This is not the right setting. This is the setting I'm going for. Because I am used to the size of it. So it might just be a matter of getting the scroll speed right with what I'm used to. I don't know. I know it's definitely going to be like a matter of preferences and trying things out and then kind of adjusting accordingly. What did I just have it on? Let's go 220. Start there. Comfortability, yeah, is best. And also, there's like the transition cost. Because like it might be easier in the long term, but in the meantime, I don't know if it's necessarily going to bear out. Okay, we gotta actually be ready. I feel like we're close. Maybe we try it again. Nope. Maybe we tried at 200 again. Give it to me. There we go. We're we're close. I feel like maybe I'm kind of bouncing between 200, 220, and 230. I feel like I either trade off getting the timing better with getting the slides better, but I can't find the happy medium. But yeah, I feel like that is just a little too fast to keep the accuracy where I need it to be. Let's just jump back to 220. See, see if that gives me any better luck here. At least we're kind of narrowing down a range of where we think we should be. Yeah, I think maybe we stick stick with 200. I feel like that's kind of the best middle ground so far. We might keep playing around with it. I mean, we almost certainly will. Good old HE trial and error, so true. I feel like this is kind of the best compromise between And it's also just like so much more difficult to go down in scroll speed than to go up in scroll speed. Maybe we do stick it at 220 and just kind of figure it out. I'm just so indecisive about this. I feel like we're kind of bouncing back and forth. Like one time I do better on 200, the next time I do worse on 220. You know what? What if we say, fuck it, we ball? Maybe that is the way. Maybe we do 250 scroll speed and just increase the cursor trail, not the trail, the halo ever so slightly. So let's see if maybe, I wish you could see like what the halo looks like. Does the halo get bigger? I assume it just gets like wider. Maybe like Try it around there. See how that feels. Yeah, that's way too big. Does Osu Blue have the same, like, halo, even though it's a bigger size? Or is it scale with it being, like, relatively bigger? I guess we can find out. Because I feel like I would like it to be slightly bigger and then have a slightly smaller... It scales? Gotcha. Gotcha. So this is going to be huge? Yeah. I always forget where it is. Alright, in that case... Used to play with Osu Blue at 100. I feel like... That's huge. Accuracy was averaging like 95. Let's put this at like... 60. Maybe like 65. I want it to be like a little bit bigger, but I don't want it to be much wider. Yeah, I feel like that one... It's just a little too wide, is the thing. Let me see here. Maybe we set it to 50. Can I get 50? Best you can do is 49 or 51. Let's go 51. This is like so small. Let me see. Maybe this will work out. Could theoretically craft my own cursor. I suppose that's true. It's a little bit better. A little bit better. What? I'm trying to think. Did we get that 79%? There's no way we got that hidden. It is? Okay, that's wild. Did we do that today? What settings were we using for that? Let me pull up the damn VOD. I feel like maybe we just do whatever we were doing then. Oh, let me see if I can. Pull it up here. Okay. We were doing 250 scroll speed. Question now is, what was the... What was the cursor setting? I think it may have been 80%. Oh, Soupy. Excuse me. Wait. It was 81%. Yeah. And we just popped that out. I feel like we kind of had it right from pretty much the start then. And I just was like, oh, what if we could do better? Nope. Set that bad boy back to 81%. Seems like maybe we just stick there. I like how I completely glossed over. I'm like, we had like an 80% accuracy out of a sea of like 60%. And I'm like, can't figure out what to put it at. Okay, that was not nearly as good, but I do think that that's kind of a good place to put the settings for now. Let's go back to less than 3. Let's see if we can get some practice there.
Oh, I just can't wait to get home from school so I can get online and talk with my
Okay, well, I feel like the proof's in the pudding in that one. That was quite a bit better. I do think some of the slides, at least for now, it's probably better to just think of them not as slides and just kind of take the accuracy cut to maintain combo. Because I feel like I'm not quite like familiar enough with hidden to nail them down as much as I would like to. Some of them you have to flick, yeah, yeah. But I mean, like the faster ones, just kind of ignore them, and then try to maintain champ meter as much as possible.
Oh, I just can't wait to get home from school so I can get online and talk with my
Each miss is about 10k score difference. Right. Yeah, I feel like that, at least for the time being, thinking of most of them is just like normal notes. That might be the play. I also have like no concept for what is like a good hidden score. Crash Trombone Champ loading a chart. I mean, I take a lot of requests from papers, so I feel like that's not too dissimilar. %93. Okay. That's that's very solid. That's very, very solid. Grains of sand. That'll do it. That will do it. Am I crazy for wanting this to have ranked? That's not even your PB. Dang. Like I just want a leaderboard for this because I feel like I could maybe mash out the most notes. Because there are so many, like I played it multiple times, and I feel like I could get a pretty good score. But the end of the song at about 32 500 notes stops loading the game optimizer. Yeah. If you look at score posting version 2, you'll see how I know this. I'm not sure I see where it is. How far up is it? Used a bug to put the score on. Oh, yeah, yeah. Gotcha. Get 6 million accuracy. Very nice. Later just stop loading notes. The game said, excuse me, that's too many notes. Too many of them. AutoToot was still trying to play. That's funny. Alright, let's go back to lesson 3. Maybe we can bump up even more. So I tried opening it without the game optimizer. The trombone is not a trumpet. Could have fooled me.
Oh, I just can't wait to get home from school so I can get online and talk with my
That's improvement if I've ever seen it. Oh, that is so much better. I think that's going to be our setup for hidden. Let's go back to round the mountain and see if we can get similar success with a slidier chart. Okay, that was not great. I choked this map so hard. Held 96 till the end. That's so painful. Let's do some forensic analysis here. I would love to still see the notes, however. Okay, I feel like that one we hit too early in terms of the slide. Yeah. We're just kind of all over the place, but I think maybe we're sliding too quickly for some of them at least. Aiming the end of the slider too low. Yeah. Oh. Smack the microphone. Hello? I'm sorry? When did we turn hidden off? I guess when you go into a replay. Alright, we gotta take this actually. Because maybe good that it pulled us out of hidden, because I feel like we just have to see it to get a better sense of what's going on. Funny how I can do worse when I can see the notes. Alright, let's try to play it as if it is hidden. We can actually see what's going on. The legend is training the art of trombone. We're doing our damnedest. Alright, let's bump the speed down. Alright. ESPN Sports Center. See what went wrong. Seems like we're hitting them actually early. Like a lot early. That one kind of hit late. Try changing offset? Maybe. I feel like it might just be because we have done better on the chart. I think it's just locking in. I don't want to change offset really. Like, I'd rather not change it if possible. That way that I can keep it consistent between regular and HD. And I also wouldn't have to like adjust my normal if I change the offset. Oh, also, Fikey Boy, if I'm saying that correctly. I don't actually know. If you have any requests you would like to hear, you can check out the song database there, or if you just think that there's a chart, a custom chart out there, feel free to throw it in the chat and I'll see if I can find it. So find out the combo stops on grains of sand exactly 32,256, even if it keeps the notes loading. Interesting. Might be a high scroll speed plus HD, making it easier to read the high scroll speed. Yeah. Yeah, I wish that you could have it hidden and then unhide the notes for the replay. But we just have to like create a a like control version where I pretend to read it hidden when it's not. But I think keeping that in mind, that maybe we have to hit them a little bit earlier than we think. It also, now that I'm thinking about it, so I was wondering why we were doing so much better before versus now, even though the settings are the same. It might just be that before I was early in general. Because, like, I haven't done my due diligence and, like, read how the scores and, like, accuracy is calculated. So this is just based off of my own observations. But isn't there, like, a pretty sizable margin of error before the note? So, like, if you are early, but you have good accuracy, it still kind of counts as being, like, 100%. If you are early. Maybe it also applies if you're late, but just my own observation, it feels like it's pretty forgiving in terms of like hitting notes early, so long as you hold through. As long as you aren't pressing while still in another note, timing doesn't matter. Gotcha. But if you're late, you lose accuracy. Yeah, that's what I thought. So it might have been just that on previous attempts, we were unfamiliar with like, or we were less acclimated to the actual tempo. So we were hitting it early. Miss the gap. Yeah, right. When you hold through like one note without actually hitting it. So maybe we just think earlier in general and see where that gets us. So we did pretty well to start with. We did kind of lose steam partway through. I don't know if that's because I stopped doing it earlier or if I was just doing worse. But I feel like that is a pretty solid assessment of why we were doing better before. Getting more consistent, which is good for DTCC. Yeah. Yeah. I do feel like, it's just so hard to know how to adjust with HD. Like there's more guesswork in it than I would hope for. I just don't know what to do. You know what? Let's take some of the guesswork out of it. At least to the best of our ability. Let's bring it back to... Give me 160. And we'll see, maybe, just maybe, we can figure it out. Okay. I think I get it. It's a combination of two things. One is that the slides are faster than I think. Like they ramp up quicker than I'm anticipating. But they're also a little bit later in terms of where the note starts. So I think part of what I'm doing wrong is a combination of hitting the start of the note too early and then sliding up too late. I think is kind of what's tripping me up. So maybe we try to adjust that way. Either try to start it later or try to ramp up faster, or ideally some combination of both.